What's up, motherfuckers? It's another Top 5 Thursday coming right at you. I'm going to try to keep the enthusiasm going, but I got to be honest, I am feeling run down this week. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's work. I don't know if I'm not getting enough sleep. I don't know what's happening. I don't feel sick, but I feel fucking like a Mack truck hit me. That expression. Like right now, even sitting here, I'm like, oh my God. And I didn't even go to work today. I've had so much going on. If you saw my Monday Mayhem, you'd understand that more. So this might be a shorter one, but then again, I've said, top 5 Thursdays past that this will be a shorter one. It ends up being a longer one. You never know. We'll see how I coast through this, but yeah, just forewarning and a heads up. And this top 5 Thursday goes out to Derek Rocket. I know that isn't your actual name. We actually discussed that on the last top 5 Thursday, but that's your name on Facebook, so people will know you better that way. And yeah, check out his channel. He also does movie reviews and things of that nature. And that is Flicks, Snacks, and Knickknacks. Check him out on YouTube. But Derek has me doing top 5 Korean movies. Yes, 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 yes. And this was actually a tough one. But in the end, this is what I came up with. Number 5, The Host. The Host. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? The Host is a movie. When I first watched it, I actually thought it was kind of corny and didn't really like it. And then I looked at the ratings that people were giving it, and I found the need to revisit it. When I revisited it, so if you're like me and you were like, this isn't that good, revisit it. Because it is a very, very, very solid fucking movie. I kind of was turned off by the CGI with the creature at first. I've grown to at least appreciate CGI a little bit. And it's a pretty cool looking creature. And it's a downright creepy movie. And the stuff that was a little more corny to me the first time, maybe it's because I've seen more Korean cinema since then. I've kind of came around to it and thought of it as funny rather than corny. This movie's got some pretty solid characters. And like I said, that creature design to all those CGI is pretty damn intense at times. It's funny how they balance that out. Because it's not always easy to have like corny, stupid jokes with actual scary moments. Usually they kind of flood each other out. It's going to pick one side or the other, and then you end up failing because you're trying to juggle too much. This movie does a good job at everything like a lot of Korean movies do. And man, yeah, solid fucking flick. I particularly like when you first see the creature and it's like running up, it comes out of the waters, running up and down, everybody's fucking running, it looks like a stampede of people. It's just an effective film, man. Fun one to watch for sure. The Host at number 5. At number 4, it was kind of hard to leave this one off here, even though The Host and this one were in the mix. My top 3 were the only ones that were set in stone. Parasite is a great movie. When I first watched it, I didn't get the hype to the degree that, it's the first Korean movie to win an Oscar or win the Best Picture, to my knowledge, unless I remember that wrong somehow. You know me. I don't like to, I do this shit on the fly. That's how I remember it. I'm almost 100% sure that's correct. Anyways, if it's not, fucking tell me. But yeah, Parasite the movie. I mean, what is it exactly? What is this fucking movie? It's a million things. Is it not? It just juggles so many things. Not like the last one where I'm saying it's juggling, the corny, oddball jokes with the horror and still being horror. This is juggling a lot of different premises here. One moment it might seem funny. One moment it might seem depressing. One moment it might seem kind of actiony. And the next moment it might seem like a fucking horror movie. It's all over the place. But when you can do all over the place and you can pull it off, it makes for a damn special movie. And I can definitely see why it won Best Picture. Again, some solid performances here. And, it's got its own uniqueness to it. It's that movie that, this story in the wrong hands could be horrible. But because of the director and the fucking actors, they just elevate it, man. Like, there's scenes that you're like, why is this even so suspenseful? But it just is. And Parasite does all those things so well. And then the twist at the end, I don't want to give too much away. I won't give it away. There's little things that get pulled back that you're not expecting, and it goes different routes that you're not expecting. And even the times where I necessarily wasn't rewarded with where I wanted it to go, when it opened up that door in the back of your mind where you're like, oh my God, this could go here, here. Maybe it didn't necessarily go the way I wanted it to, but damn, dude, it was still excellent. Every choice, everything they did, so well done. Parasite's got to get its due. At number 3, we're going to go with The Whirling. The Wailing is another fucking Korean movie that I just preach on people. It's got like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is certified fresh. Now, I don't always go off of Rotten Tomatoes, but that's part of the reason I watched it, because I was like, even though I don't agree with Rotten Tomatoes per se all the time, sometimes I do. I'm not one of those weird motherfuckers who's like, I don't agree with anything critics say. Well, that's just stupid. You're bound to at some point, right? But when a movie gets this high of a score, it does at least open my eyes. I'm like, okay, 80%, 85%, okay, that's one thing. But when it's like above 95, I'm like, all right, I got to see what the hype is about. Let's see if these critics are stupid or not. And let me tell you, they're not. Again, something that really is in all these movies I'm about to talk about. Solid fucking performances. Man, y'all people that sit out there and are like, I can't watch this because I don't like reading subtitles, and then I don't like where the words don't match the mouth. Get the fuck over yourselves and just watch a fucking good movie, man. Because this shit slaps. And this is another one. You don't necessarily know what's going on for a long time. It's 2.5 hours, but it's a very short 2.5 hours, if you know what I mean. It just moves along at a brisk pace and pulls you in, and you're just kind of waiting. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Boom! It happens, and then you're kind of like, oh, is it going this way? Is it going this way? All that great shit in these Korean movies that just, man, they just balance everything out so well over the course of 2.5 hours. I don't know how they do it. We got another one coming up like that. And the action in this movie, solid. The horror, the suspense, the fucking wondering what is about to happen. Again, I can't say that enough. This one has a lot to do with the devil. And let me tell you this much. I will say this much. I will kind of give something away here. So if you don't like that, then, or you're afraid of what I'm about to say, then kind of, put your fingers in your ears like a little toddler or something, a little kid. The devil in this movie. It's not just kind of hinted at. They actually go there and show it. And that takes some balls, because a lot of times you get mad when you don't get to see it as a viewer, but then other movies will let you kind of see the big reveal and you're kind of like, oh, disappointed with it. It's the safer bet to not show it. Keep what's, in your mind. Let your mind make it up. But when you can show it and you pull it off and it's kind of like, oh my God, that's exactly what was in my mind. Or, oh my God, that wasn't what was in my mind, but that's downright fucking creepy. That is special. And this movie does that. Very unnerving. The Wailing is a hell of a movie. Damn it. Number 2. Speaking of devils, I Saw the Devil. Another long-ass Korean movie that is so well done. Again, let me just start off with saying the characters. I might as well not even say that on the next one. Characters are damn near flawless. The acting, fucking amazing. And the uniqueness of this one. We'll bring back the uniqueness. The lead character, basically... It's another one. You don't know exactly where it's going to go. At least maybe I didn't, because I was blind, but here we go. You're about to get let in on it. He basically is after, he's a cop that's after this serial killer, but he's not catching the serial killer. He is fucking, he's running up on dude and just beating the fuck out of him to the point he's almost dead over and over again. And there's something so rewarding about watching a guy do that for the entirety of a movie. You just see this guy, and the thing is, you see the serial killer's depraved acts, and boy, are they depraved. They do not hold back in this movie. I'm talking some of, the most disturbing type of gore I've seen in a movie. And, since it's not filmed in, a slasher movie style, it's filmed with, some class and things of that nature. So you're more invested into it, and you care about the killers, or not the killers, the people that are killed, even if you've only met them for a second, because there's a realness to it, sometimes you forget you're watching a movie, that type of thing. And man, dude, some of these kills are just hard to stomach. They're not quite Human Centipede, 2 level, but damn, son, they are rough to watch. And because you see all that and you get it ingrained in your mind that this dude just preys on people's weaknesses, preys on people that are just, heartfelt and good people, when you see this guy come in and he just breaks shit up and he just beats the shit out of this guy to almost the point of no return over and over and over again, good God, is it fucking rewarding. I Saw the Devil is a special, special, special movie that you need to see if you think you can handle that kind of thing. Because like I said, it does get downright dark. Last but not least, something we've already reviewed. Probably one of my favorite movies in general, Train to Busan. Yes, what is there left to say about Train to Busan? This is maybe the only horror movie that has ever made me cry. Yeah, Every time I get to the end of this movie, I'm like, I'm watching a horror movie right now. Horror movies aren't supposed to make you cry. Maybe if you're like a scaredy cat bitch or something, sure, you're like, oh, it's scary. No, I mean, you are emotionally into this fucking film, and it fucking blows your mind every step of the way. One of the best zombie movies, bar none. The characters. I can't stop saying it. And this is probably the best characters. Oh, my Lord. I forget old dude's name, the kind of like buffer, Asian guy. Like, he is just the shit in this movie. I love his character. There's a lot of sacrifice that goes on. It's just, I can't even explain how likable they are. Hang on. I'm about to hit that Predator water up. Almost made it through all this without drinking it. At least I don't think I drank that yet. But yeah, it's just, wow. I don't know. If you want to see my full thoughts, just go watch the Train to Busan review, because I just go on and on and on about that. But it's borderline a flawless film. As for a horror movie, it is a flawless film. You just, you've seen so many bad zombie movies in the post Dawn of the Dead era, and every once in a while you see a good one. You're like, okay, man, wow, a good one. Not many of those, but then you see this one and you're like, wow, there is a movie that can come out that can deliver on the levels of the great Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead. And this movie just showcases that, dude. Korean horror in general is off the charts. This might as well just be a top 5 Korean horror movie, although Parasite isn't, but it's basically what it turned into, because they're so good at that type of flick. And Train to Busan's nothing short of that, man. Amazing. Once again, intense, suspenseful. I keep saying the same things about these movies, but that's because that's the thing about these Korean movies, dude. They check all boxes. They truly do. And they're so damn rewarding. And how rewarding was that ending to Train to Busan? So sad, but damn. That dad's character arc, amazing. Anyways, I'm going to take my fucking tired ass out of here. I hope that was satisfactory enough. I'm not all there mentally right now. I'm trying, though, people. Had to at least get this video out to y'all. And you know what? I will explain this real quick before I go. This was a Top 5 Thursday. You know that, right? You could put 2 and 2 together. And I said it, and that says it on the video. Yeah, so this is a Top 5 Thursday. Check mark. Let's move that. Under Top 5 Thursday suggestions, Blake Clark also said, how about doing top 5 movies of like each decade? And I basically was like, man, you know what? That sounds awesome, but then that wouldn't be fair to everybody else that puts in Top 5 Thursday suggestions, like Derek here. We're doing this video, because then I'd be like 6 straight Thursdays in a row where I'd be, not getting anything else from other people. It would just be all about Blake Clark. And you know what? I don't mind it being all about Blake Clark, but it's about everybody in the group too. So I wanted to nip that in the bud. But at the same time, I really like this idea. I was like, I feel like I can confidently do it 60s onward. Now, I have some knowledge of like 50s and maybe even a little of 40s, but I feel like I can't confidently give y'all a 40s and 50s list where, it's just like from they're not plucked from a bunch of movies. Like, I can't sit there at the 40s and 50s and feel good about it being a top 5, because I'm gonna be like, okay, this is my top 5 movies out of what? 9 movies that I've seen, you know what I mean? And maybe like my 4th and 5th, I'm not even a big fan of. I'm like 3 movies in my top 5. So I wasn't gonna do that, but 60s onward, 60s through 2010 or whatever, I know I got a gang of movies for that, so I'm definitely gonna be doing that. But then you're like, well, okay, well, you just kind of were talking about how you're not going to be doing that on Top 5 Thursdays. Yes, that is what I said, but I'm going to expand it, and what we're going to do is I'm joining with Rodney, and we're going to do our top 5 of each decade through the 2010s. Like, we're going to start recording them on Fridays, and I'll probably release them on Saturdays and Sundays, and we'll be doing that until, 6 weeks or whatever it is up, so you'll have even more bonus content. So be on the lookout for that, because, man, we're about to break that down, and in a short amount of time. It's going to be hard to narrow down. But anyways, guys, we love you. Again, thank you, Derek. Sorry about that. I feel better now. Oh, my God. No, not really. Yeah, thank you, Derek. Yeah, that's it. I think that's all I got to say. Okay. Love you guys. See you.